Good.
All right. So my name is Jordan Collins. We're going to call this the Poor Kids Podcast. This is episode 1. With me I have...
Randall McPalmer.
Michael Browning.
Zachary Baird.
Cool. We gave our full names. We should come up with like nicknames or something.
You should say our names and then we can say anything. You should introduce us.
Yeah, you say it. This is Randy McPalmer.
So this is Randall McPalmer, King of the Court.
the court jester.
Uh-huh. And then
you can shake your bells.
Shake your bells.
Shake your bells. Do it.
Okay, now do mine.
This is Michael Browning.
Snakes are dumb.
And this is Zachary Baird.
I forget things.
Did you say snakes are dumb?
Yeah.
You like snakes though.
I like snakes, but they're dumb.
I think snakes are probably some of the smartest.
You lost your glasses. Yeah, this is...
Here, you could have mine.
Reptiles.
Alright.
It's in the mic.
I don't see them.
We don't need glasses for a podcast.
I see them.
So I guess we're going to start with snakes since Michael brought that up. Nobody has anything to say about snakes.
No, snakes are good. How about we talk about how...
I don't like this.
Oh shit, you're blind, Randy.
You know what I don't like?
What?
I don't like it when people are like, let me see your glasses, and they put them on, they're like, wow, you can't see anything. It's like,
you're a piece of shit.
who walks up to a guy in a wheelchair and they're like, wow, you can't walk, can you, boy? Like,
has anyone done that with like a
cruel?
Like with one with like your hearing aid?
No, most people don't even notice the hearing aid. I usually wear it at school.
Because honestly, if like someone went up to someone with a hearing aid, and if someone came up to someone with a hearing aid and they were like, "Oh, can I try it?" That wouldn't be all right.
No, because first of all, my ears are gross, so they'd be getting all of that. And
why are your ears gross, Michael? For the audience.
Well, I mean, when you have a hearing aid,
he's a dirty boy.
Dude, he sweats more than anyone I've ever met. Gallons. You sit on a chair and it's like you're stuck on that chair.
I haven't started sweating yet, but I know that if I sit on this chair, if I'm sitting on a metal one, game over.
Let's do some jumping jacks.
Yeah, that'll aerate. That'll aerate.
So speaking of glasses, I was thinking about this today while I was driving to the root canal appointment. I've worn these 2 pairs of contacts for 6.5 months straight. And which would be fine. There are contacts that you're supposed to wear for long periods of time.
Are these those contacts?
These are not those
contacts.
These are dailies that you're supposed to get rid of every day.
So they still work.
Oh, I found this out when I was in high school. That means nothing. You could wear dailies forever and it has no negative effects to your eye. My eyesight got better.
I feel like your eyes are just gonna explode.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna get like an infection.
My-
Like they have like the really gross fucking eyeball like dioramas.
Like,
Dude, I have no.
Yeah, he's gonna get pink eye.
I have no
That's the
idea. I
cameraman for
literally
everyone.
last time I went into the optometrist, right? That's the eye doctor.
The eye doctor.
He was like, "Oh, your eyesight's getting better. We'll be able to give you less prescription." I was like, "That makes sense. This all makes sense." And then he was like,
"You two go to bum ass doctors, dude."
You always say that. I think I just have.
I don't
more
know.
problems than
I
you.
go. I go to a doctor.
No, I don't think it. I know it. I think my body is way worse than yours.
I go to a
That's
doctor in the
true problem.
Centennial Hills area. Like that's a rich area.
Good for fucking him. He can still be fucking ripping people off.
And then he subscribed me dailies again when in 2015. That was the last time I've been to the optometrist. Still worked totally fine.
Man, dude, I don't know.
I went in
like nothing's gone wrong, so I can't say.
Yeah, we've never
Exactly.
been like,
You
wow,
know
Zach
nothing.
can't see.
But
You know
that's
nothing.
really like. Upset.
No, but the other thing is that when I don't have my contacts, I am blind. Like I am very, very blind. In our rugby games, I've had them fall out before, and I'm just like, stop.
I remember that happened
Stop!
one
I
time.
can't see.
We all went boating, and a whole bunch of bad things happened. Starting with one, Michael didn't want to be there. He's always
I don't like boating.
with boating. He's always
not-
like,
it's not my thing.
it's not as bad as Anthony, our friend Anthony. With boating, he's like he'll fall in the water once and he'll be done. But this specific trip, I jumped in the water and my eardrum exploded, which at the time, yeah, at the time I didn't know.
Huh?
I could hear you. I have to. Anyway, at this time I didn't know my eardrum exploded.
Oh, this was also for my birthday. We should
Clarify
that. So
Nobody cares about that.
No, it fits in later.
Oh yeah, because we went to your house afterwards.
So
But anyway,
so the story goes.
let me just clarify. Hold on. I don't not like bloating. I don't.
Ooh.
It's not boating. It's not boating that I have a problem with. It's tubing. I don't like riding on tubes and just having my body
That's
bludgeoned.
all you do when you go boating.
False.
He's got a point.
Sometimes you drive the boat.
No, you
That's
never
fine.
drive the
None of us
boat.
have
Have
ever-
you
I drive the
seen
boat.
that boat?
I don't drive
No
that
one's
boat.
driving that
When
boat.
I'm at Bear Lake, though, I drive my grandpa's boat all the time. It's great.
But
Anyways.
so the story starts. We get up super early and we go. We decide that we're going to go to the lake, Lake Mead, filled with pollution,
Dead
toxins, dead fish.
Dead people.
Partially
You guys
filled
want to talk
now.
about water
Partially
chemistry?
filled.
Yeah.
What?
It's gross.
I'm being a nerd. I'm sorry.
You're good. He's a chemist, so not yet.
That's why he's on the
He's
camera.
trying. But that's why
Barely.
he's on the camera. That's why Jackson doesn't get to be in
Fucking
videos.
nerd.
Because he fucking goes to school for chemistry, fucking loser.
And he just talks into the side of the mic that we set up.
Fucking piece of shit.
Trash.
So the
Anyways.
story starts.
This is my
Jason.
life now.
Sorry, Jason. So the story starts. We decide to go to Lake Mead boating. We get there. Well, we're on our way, and
I was driving one car.
So we're driving at like 17 miles an hour.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I was
the
behind
boat's on
Zach's
the
dad,
back.
who was carrying the boat, and I mean, it makes
he
sense
has
that
the
he was
boat,
driving
he
that
goes
slow, but
Oh, well,
Which
you,
it makes
you
sense.
Can't, you
It
can't
makes
go
sense.
faster
Yeah.
than like 60.
But we're gonna
at
be
most.
irritated.
But he's going like 45 on the freeway,
Uh-huh.
and it's like,
we're gonna complain.
Uh-huh.
And then we're like, oh, we forgot to get McDonald's, so we turn around and get McDonald's.
no,
Did we?
there was one person who was very adamant. Everyone else
No,
was
she
fine with
mentioned it,
skipping
and that's why we went back, Taylor. She had mentioned it, and then we were like, okay, we're gonna turn around, and we got McDonald's. And McDonald's was good as far as I remember.
when did we get
I mean,
McDonald's?
It's all bullshit. I mean,
Was that the time that I went?
Yeah.
I don't.
No, you didn't go.
You
until-
didn't
Oh,
go.
You didn't go.
You're
You
thinking
didn't
of a different trip, because the trip
No,
that
no.
you busted your eardrum was the
go. No,
one
you
where I
weren't
was
there on the one though.
No, you weren't there.
You weren't there then. You came to the party after.
But you weren't there.
You weren't there on the trip.
I was definitely there. On
You
You
were
were
definitely not.
on your birthday.
You were
Yeah,
definitely
you were
working.
not there.
Which one did I drive to? Which day was that? Was that beforehand? Because I drove one of the days that we went.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was that.
I
The
don't
one
know because
before?
the day that
that was when Jordan busted his eardrum.
the day that Jordan's eardrum exploded
That was the birthday.
was
you
also
were
the same
working.
day
Wow.
that Anthony.
That's when you drove to the Argentine restaurant.
That's right.
It's the
So-
same day that Anthony
so-
just gave up.
Yeah.
So we got to the lake. We went out there. We're fucking around. We get on the tubes, and the boat just whips us around, and we all fear for our lives and our bodies. Started going, and it wasn't even on the tube that I hurt myself. I just jumped into the water.
Yeah,
I just
water is your
dived
enemy.
wrong. I guess so.
Just take a racial
Reinforcing
debuff.
those racial
Yeah,
stereotypes.
it's I run fast, can't swim. But yeah, no, I jumped
Have
in
you
the
tried
water.
running on the water?
He's got a point.
Jesus was a black man. Confirmed.
Oh, he had
That's how
dreads
you-
and he just
Are we
sprinted
gonna go
along
down
water.
that rabbit hole right now?
Anyways,
So
focus on. The
so
story.
I jumped into the water, and
Burst your eardrum.
my eardrum
Exploded.
popped. Yeah,
So
popped on
this
water.
is where the second part of the story begins, where Jordan is like, "Wow, my ear really hurts," and
Little did I
everyone
know.
on the boat
So
together, not even teaming up, individually called him a pussy.
Yeah,
and
and
or
a
bitch.
lot of it, I didn't
even
even-
my dad.
I didn't even know they were
Yeah.
calling me a pussy. I didn't know
You
that
couldn't
was
hear
Yeah,
happening.
it was all internalized.
Yeah, I didn't know that
It was just
happening.
everyone was like thinking like, "Wow, Jordan's being a little bitch."
Yeah,
like I can't believe
Kind
it.
of thought I was being a little bitch. I thought I had water in my ear because the fluid was kind of stuck inside my ear, and it just felt.
which is normally how it feels when your eardrum does it. Explode.
Yeah, it just
That's a
hadn't
normal feeling.
happened to me before. So
not
Hadn't
common.
happened to anyone
It's
on
not
the
a-
boat
it's not a
before,
common
or else we
occurrence.
probably would have diagnosed it a little bit better.
yeah, so I later that night we go out to dinner, an Argentine restaurant. Bullshit.
it was good.
No, it was pretty good. We had blood sausage.
Bullshit.
I
came
just
straight
didn't
from
know
work.
what to order.
Jordan hates foreigners.
It was all in a different language, and I didn't know what to fucking order.
Yeah, I think I just got what you
There
got.
was stuff that like the name was just a different.
Oh, yeah,
language,
well.
and you're just like, so I ordered what Randy got, but he got something pretty like normal, right? Well, I don't remember what it
Yeah.
was.
I had something
It was like
pretty
chicken
benign.
and peas.
You got what I got. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got
got
Milanesa.
chicken and peas.
Yeah,
Which
I'm
one's
sure half the group
it's-
got the same thing.
It's like a chicken
Yeah, we did.
parmesan, except different.
Anyways, so I came right up after work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I was
You
I had a
was working
shitty
at
day.
You were working at a
So I
costume
was real
store. Every
happy.
day was a shitty day there.
Yeah, my manager
Wasn't
slide
a long,
tackled me.
wasn't a long drive though.
It wasn't a long drive. It was
So-
like 10 minutes.
But yeah, so
We ate
after
there.
that, we're gonna go play Dungeons and Dragons. That shit didn't happen. I immediately was like,
Well, so here's here's what happened. We came back to have the cake.
That's right.
And
That's why I
we were
thought we
unloading
could
stuff from the boat and stuff like that, and coming in and out. And
Yeah.
so people were sitting around talking with each other and stuff like that. And Jordan's just laying on the couch.
Yeah, I was done. I was like, this shit.
I came
And this is
inside.
the point where
it didn't even
everyone's
hurt.
like,
It just didn't feel
Uh-huh.
right. It felt like the side of my face was just kind of like, bleh. Like,
Yeah.
it's, like
No,
this
that's kind
region
of
just didn't.
It kind of
feel
just
right.
looked like you were like really glossed over, like you'd taken some heavy.
and
pills
this
or
is
something.
this is the point where everyone was like, Jordan's being a little bitch, and then people were like, is he though?
I remember I came over because I think me and somebody else drove from. I think I drove somebody else from the restaurant,
probably.
and I walked in and I looked at you, and you seemed normal at dinner to me, and I walked in. And
I
you
was trying.
looked-
I was kind of putting on a mask. I was
yeah.
like, I'm
Well, you were.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm
Zach's
not a
parents were there.
complete
You don't look like a
pussy.
pussy.
Yeah.
But I walked in. I was like, "What's wrong with Jordan?" Literally, everybody was just like, "Being a little pussy." It was just
I
like,
could not like when I learned about this after the fact.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't until like I went to the doctor the next morning, and well, before I went to the doctor, I put a swimmer's ear in my eardrum. Now, swimmer's ear is mostly alcohol, so it touched
like
my open
92%.
eardrum, and it's like 92% alcohol. Touched my open eardrum, and I just start screaming and bawling at my house. My mom watches me. Literally just jump on the ground and go yeah for like 2 minutes. She drives me to the quick center or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the lady's like, "How much pain are you in?" I'm just like,
10.
"No." I go 4, and she's like, "Is that why you're crying like a child?" I was like, "She's blunt." So I
That's
was
the
like,
way that they should
I was
be,
like,
though.
that's
That's
why it's called quick care.
She left. She left.
They're not about to deal with that
They're
bullshit.
not around. They're not
Like,
dealing
in and
with
out.
it.
She left, and my mom's like, "You always say a 10. You say a 10." I'm like, "Oh."
Yikes.
I think like a 10's like you like lose a finger.
Tony gets stabbed, and he's like,
Yeah,
7.
A 10 is like a 10 is like something is wrong and I might die.
Yeah.
Like
So-
that's
They give me eardrops, and I'm like, I'm not using this. And
not again.
yeah, I'm like, I don't care what the fuck this is. And she's like, it might hurt. I'm like, that's the worst answer.
It might hurt.
It might be. That's what your doctors tell you.
No, they don't tell me anything. They tell me we don't know what you have and this is a problem.
I've been a doctor in like 6 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Anyways,
Yikes.
continue on with your
Yikes.
What about when your knees were fucked up? Is that when?
chiropractor, not an actual doctor.
So not like a.
Same thing with my finger. Chiropractor, not actual doctor. Because if you go to the actual doctor, they're going to say stop playing rugby, and I'm not about that
Yeah.
life.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
true. I told my doctor I played rugby when I broke my finger, and he was like, "Well, it happens." Like he was like, "Well, no shit."
was
You
confident.
broke
Well,
your finger."
yeah.
He was like, of
It's
course
like if you
broke
came
it."
in and you're like, oh, I broke all my fingers, and he's like, how'd you do that? And you're like, tennis. He's
Do you-
going to be like,
Do you think they do that with like stunt guys? Like they're like, well, you shouldn't be doing the stunts. It's like well, somebody has to
Is
do
it-
it.
You usually like if you're not doing professional sports, it's not for your like livelihood, you know.
I'm your butler now.
will you
Hey,
hand
can-
me another one?
Get him a drink.
You fuckface.
Wow.
Go.
Go monkey.
So
Make sure you stay out of the shot.
but yeah, no.
He's in the shot.
For the most, you're fine, Jake. You can get in the shot if you want.
Put your,
No,
For the most part,
put your
though,
lefty in.
for the most part, though, as far as I know, like the boat, you guys just called me a bitch the entire time, and then I realized I told you guys the next morning I was like my eardrum exploded, and you guys just
I was like,
immediately were like, oh,
Yeah.
We all felt
I
pretty
was
bad.
like, I'm sorry.
But I should say that the way that the boat trips go, it's not just normal tubing where the person driving the boat is trying to take you off. It's the person driving the boat, the people on one tube, and then we put out a
This is
second
important
tube.
for context.
So two people
Yeah.
or two groups go against each other, and the two groups jump onto each
So
other's
you make
tubes.
it like a competition, even though that's not what it usually is.
Right.
It's usually just
It's usually just hold
they
on and
spin the boat
survive.
around, yeah. But
This
yeah.
comes in and you start throwing people off,
Yep.
and people start like RKOing each other,
Yep.
like can't see
You,
me,
like, jump
John
from one
Cena,
tube to the
like
next.
it's going crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's like Mad Max.
So
with the
people
tubes.
get tired or
We
get
could
hurt.
probably get heavily fined for it as well.
Oh yeah, like
for
you
sure.
should not be able to do that.
But so it happens a lot that someone will get tired or someone will be like, oh, I don't want to go anywhere. Oh, my
Which
head
makes
hurts.
sense.
Or
'cause-
someone just
but-
accidentally takes a forehead to their temple and
Temple,
they're like,
yeah.
okay.
Or
it's
someone
over.
accidentally steps on my brother's balls. It happens, and it's a
that
regular thing.
happen?
Oh yeah, Caleb
Yeah.
did it.
Uh-huh.
How
I
did
remember
he
hear-
He
accidentally.
just jumped and then was like, because it was on the tube where we're sitting like
I
this.
could imagine too. They're like all wrinkly, wet, small, and it's just like.
It's like
No, well,
stepping
'cause
on
we
raisins,
were on-
but they're still a little moist.
We're
Right
on
up
one
inside.
tube, like the tube where all three people sit like this.
Yeah.
So Tanner was in the middle, but then like the other tube that we had, the rope was a little bit shorter than this rope, so it was always in front of the other tube. So Caleb jumped, and it just matched perfectly. But anyways, so people get hurt.
Yeah.
But
So
it's a regular thing that when people get hurt,
But it's usually body injuries, not like your ear.
It's like
exploding.
bruises and stuff like that.
It's like
Nothing,
things you can tell nothing's wrong. Like,
Right.
oh, my arm hurts.
And
and
for the
because
most
of
part-
that,
Go on.
because of that, when people get hurt and they're like, "Oh, I'm tired," everyone calls them a little bitch or a pussy because it's like, "Oh, you're tired. Oh, you have a bruise. Just keep going." Like, duh.
Yeah.
So in Jordan's situation,
Like,
we're
good
thinking that his
masculinity.
head hurts, something like that. Nothing major. But no, we've had
I'm happy I didn't keep going on the tube. Like the worst scenario.
is that we pressured you into going.
When water
for
just
the rest of
enters
the
your
day.
brain and you die.
No. Shit.
Just icicles through your head.
I was the icicles. What? It was August.
Somehow it freezes.
It was August in Las
Freezes
Vegas.
right
No,
through
I'm
your
thinking
skull.
like the worst case scenario is like I go back on the tube and the other eardrum explodes. Too.
Yeah,
that would've been
that would
pretty
have been the
bad.
worst.
Yeah.
But
Would have been
like we
comical.
said, it wasn't the tubes that blew up your eardrum. It was you diving.
Yeah, that's true.
It was you going in the water.
Did you have to sleep differently because of having no?
Well, because the first night that it exploded, I went and my mom got green tea tree oil, and because it could like draw out water, because that's what I thought the problem was, which it did draw out a lot of liquid. I don't know what that liquid was, but it's still.
Solid.
I put like a cotton ball on my ear and then
spinal
like
fluid.
laid down. Spinal. I was
Some-
looking some important
drizzles out.
shit. But yeah, I slept like that with the pillow down, cotton swab, and it like drew a lot of it out, but not enough apparently. Well, there wasn't really liquid in there that needed to come.
Did
out.
I ever tell you guys the story about when we first got the boat? One of the girls that my brother took got.
So.
I think I've told Michael.
Yeah.
Got almost strangled by the rope.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
the boat started going.
Like the
So-
rope that connects
so-
it to the tube.
Yeah, so the rope that connects the tube. So
Yeah.
with two ropes, there's a common occurrence that happens with
They get
tubes
tangled.
where they there's enough slack, and that slack causes the tubes to kind of like jump forward.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're really not supposed to do that because it could tear the rope, it could tear it from the tube, or like do damage to the boat.
Yeah.
Um,
If it's weak.
but like if you do it just enough, it won't damage anything, and it kind of jerks them. But the tubes were on top of each other's ropes, and the rope came out and just slashed right across this girl's throat.
Yeah.
Like a
And
weapon.
It
Like a
looked
superhero.
It looked like someone had tried to hang her, and she got out.
Oh.
That's how bad it was.
I would have been telling people that story. If like I got that mark, I would have
Yeah.
gone to school
So-
and been like, Zach tried to hang me.
So here's the thing. I was 10.
That's how you get somebody arrested.
Not my fault. I was 10. But
Zach's brother tried to hang me.
this was a girl who we went to church with, and
Gross.
we
So
always
she's
go.
used to being asphyxiated.
Gross, disqualified.
We always go to we would always go to the lake on Saturdays, and then everyone would go to church on Sunday.
Okay.
And we were in the same church, so people would come in and they saw this girl Marley with just these rope burn marks that looked like bruises, like someone had tried to strangle her or she had got hanged. And people were like, "What happened?" And she just nonchalantly goes, "Oh, I went boating with the Beards."
So then everybody.
So
thought
now
that your
from then
family-
on, people were like, "Oh wow, they're really crazy," and like
They
it
get-
never happened again. Nothing like that ever happened again. Like with the ropes.
Did
like,
anybody ever talk to your dad about it?
I bet. I bet.
Probably. But like,
But I
within-
know her dad was fine with it because it didn't hurt her at all either. It
It
wasn't.
just
It
was a
wasn't
bruise.
like an actual bruise.
Uh-huh.
It was just like her skin had gotten like discolored. From
Probably
it.
barely even hurt to touch.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, we don't know this girl. She probably had years of therapy after that shit.
She's married now, so I mean, she probably got over it.
Yeah,
She's
religious
Mormon.
chicks
or
do
maybe not. No, but there was also another time. This is I think I consider this the worst injury that we ever got on the boat. So, all my older brothers are really good at wakeboarding, right?
Yeah, that shit sucks.
And one of our friends has done it basically since he was 10. And he was on our boat, and he went to go do a backflip, and he got super high in the air, but he didn't get enough spin, so he went up, and then his body was just down like this, and the way he landed like straight on his head.
neck.
No, on his head.
Oh, his head.
Got a concussion.
Figures.
Yeah. I mean, that's better than dying.
It's much better than it could have been, but we were like, he's like, oh, my head hurts really bad, and my dad was like, that was kind of serious, so you should just lay down until you feel better. And he didn't feel better the rest of the day. So he did literally
nothing. That is some, like, no disrespect to your dad, but that's some barbaric ass healing method. Like,
well, he just said, I have a headache. Like, he doesn't know that he has a concussion.
Yeah.
So
sleep it off.
So then we get home, and he's like,
go get the hell.
And my brother's like, oh yeah, Nick had to go to the hospital. They wanted to go check it out, and he ended up getting a concussion. I was like, that's pretty serious. But then the next week, Nick wanted to come out again, go boating. So Nick, we have a rule that he had to wear a helmet.
Oh, so he looked.
So he had a skater helmet. He had a skateboard helmet
Thrasher.
that we
Skateboard helmet.
that we had in the boat.
Did you guys make him ride on a separate little bus?
Did you guys have a like shorter boat for him?
You get the rowboat.
Think you can handle the oars?
Yeah, but that was it. That was it. And then
Wow.
those are the only
And,
major
like,
injuries we've had.
Just for reference, like, we play Dungeons and Dragons. It's not like we're going and doing dangerous shit every day.
Yeah, I was
So,
just
like,
gonna say that. Yeah.
I can't think of anything
boating
we
is
do.
probably-
We don't do anything normally that's
No.
dangerous.
oh, as a group?
Yeah, as a group.
Oh no.
Like,
I
we're
mean, we
staying-
fuck
not as a
around a lot.
Huh?
I still want to go paintballing.
I don't
Shut-
consider that dangerous though, because like,
That's not dangerous.
Yeah,
it's
you've
hurt.
never been
Yeah.
shot in the neck with a paintball.
oh, I have.
Dangerous.
That is dangerous though.
The first time Blake and I went paintballing, Randy, you were there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the first time we went out there, we went into like the trailer where you sign all the paperwork and you get everything settled away. Blake's dad rented paintball guns and paint for us and stuff for the day.
Was
Not
your
that-
dad playing too, or was it just you and Blake?
No, it was all of us.
Oh,
It
oh,
was,
Rob-
yeah,
Rob
me-
can't play. He would win that. Like
Kenton
he,
was there.
It was
Yeah, right.
me.
he'd have a
Kenton-
I was
ghillie
just thinking
suit.
that.
It was
It
me.
was Blake's birthday.
Yeah,
so
it was me, Blake, Anthony, Kenton, the fallen one. Maybe like a few others. I don't remember. Like Ian was there. But
I wasn't.
Yeah, because you bullied Blake.
yeah, you
bullied
bullied Blake. That's another story. But
It's not a story.
we go in this trailer and we
It's
get
a lie.
everything, and we went out, and these guys, they did not look. They knew they were gonna win. They were like way older than us, and they were like,
Oh, so you guys were on one team. And,
yeah, and they were
Okay.
like, you guys want to play a match?
That's a
And
problem.
like
That's
he
a
had like a
problem.
skull helmet, like
and like tattoos and like fucking banners and
yeah.
shit.
He's like, you guys want to play a match?
And
We're
he's
like,
probably back 6 months on his child support.
Oh.
yeah,
gonna
but
say,
he had
these are
enough
the
to
people
buy
who were
fucking
like-
paintball
were like-
guns and paint.
Yeah,
U.S.
so-
military never got it.
Yeah,
they never
no.
made it into like
Uh-huh.
even
That
the
is
army.
like a
That's a
certain-
common thing.
That's like
Yeah.
that's a type.
Yep.
That's a persona.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a
But-
very big.
But
persona.
he comes up to us in this big group, and they look kind of nice. But they were like, "Oh, you want to play?" And we're like, "Sure." And they're like,
That's how they
"Okay,
bring you in.
We'll count down. You guys go on that side. We go on this side." And then we did everything. They closed like the gate. It was an outdoor field, and like we hear go, and then like everyone starts running. I don't know where you went. I lost track of Kenton. Jackson, were you there?
I'm pretty sure I got
Paintball?
shot
Yeah.
almost
No,
immediately.
you
That's why I'm over
it
here,
was Blake's party.
not in the camera.
No, paintballing. You weren't there though.
No,
Oh. Anyway,
Not important.
so
not important.
so I see everyone kind of run. I don't know where Randy goes, but I'm right next to Blake. We're behind like a barrel or something. Like
How old are you guys at this point?
14, 15.
yeah, no, we were.
So you
out.
got that like teenage anger that you can use on your.
Nah,
like,
when
No,
you're
no,
in
no.
No one
nerd,
in
you
this
don't
group
have
had
anger.
no one in that group had teenage anger.
No,
Except for maybe
Joe was
Ian.
there.
Okay, yeah, he's.
I
a
can
little,
see Ian
He's
and
got
Joe
the
having it.
testosterone.
That's about it.
Yeah.
He also was only wearing a t-shirt.
He was
The
he was.
manliest man I have ever
That's
fucking
what,
met.
that's what Brant did. Brant always did that whenever they would go paintballing. And just
But
wear
me and
white
Blake were
t-shirt.
wearing like 3 hoodies. We go behind like a barrel or hay barrel, some bullshit, and we're just behind it, and we're just hearing oh, like just like these noises in the background, and we're like, okay, you go up, and Blake goes, okay, and so we're wearing these masks that have like clear, like you can see out of the eyes, full mask, and then it's got like 3 slits for like the mouth, like big slits. And so Blake goes up, and I look up at him as he goes up above the cover, and just someone goes, and like 4 paintballs just all against his mouth, and he comes down. It gets all inside his mouth. His mouth is just yellow and black. The worst paint colors, by the way, to get in your mouth. And he's just pulls it up and just starts spitting it out. And I'm like, this sucks. I fucking hate this shit. And then I immediately stood up and was like, I don't remember if I even got hit, if I'm going to be completely honest.
You could have totally bluffed your way through that, dude.
I think I did.
Dude, you
I
should.
think I did.
No, see, I've been in this situation because we went
teenagers.
We went paintballing, at like for some reason for like a company party in California because the company owner owns like
I love how you're whiter than all of us.
I know. he owns like a million-yard ranch, and so like there was just a bunch of people there, and we was like, okay, so I'd never gone paintballing before. But I remember these were like some, like, kind of like what they went up against. Some very serious paintballing people. So I was with my brother, and then we split up, and it was capture the flag. And I remember seeing the flag, and I was like, oh shit, no one's here.
I wouldn't be that
And I saw like 4 members of my team go up, and then just get completely obliterated. And I was like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this. So then I moved out from the tree I was behind, and like, I'm not lying. Everyone must have known where I was because that tree just got covered in paint. And I was like, I turned around and I was like, nah. So I opened the canister, like the ammo pouch, and went, I was like,
yeah,
I'm out.
Yeah, I would have
I'm out. And I walked away.
I want to get shot in the neck.
I would have done the same thing though. Like that's why we're friends. I would have been like, I got hit in the head. I'm out.
You had to make it someplace that like they knew that you got hit.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
like it's a clear hand.
I mean, like, the thing is, you're generally just, if you get hit, you're supposed to just raise your gun in the air and walk around.
yeah.
So, I mean, you didn't have to waste the paint.
You don't know.
You're right.
You never know.
But they would be like, where's it at? They wouldn't probably, but still, I'd be
Some
worried
people
about
like got too much bloodlust. They'd be like, I don't see any paint.
Yeah.
They just
I
shoot
can't
even
deal
more.
with that.
They'd be like, he's got to die.
He's got to die. Yeah, no, paintball is one of those things where it gets that kind of demographic of people who want to hurt people, but like they don't want to actually hurt people. It's like it's the same thing with it's like paintballing, like people who play like certain sport, like a lot of contact sports, like
football, hockey.
Yeah. Football, not like kind of.
There's some football players.
Yeah, you're right.
There's some football players who play it to hurt people.
Depends
There's
on your position.
a lot of people who play it just to have fun.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like there's like most hockey players go like.
You know what I 100% believe is the most aggressive sport?
Cricket.
Like, nope. For like physically hurting people? Water polo. You don't know danger unless you've played water polo because
I don't know anything about water.
So water polo, you play
soccer.
you play normally a 9-foot pool, and you have to tread water the entire time. There's no holding on to the sides or anything
Those
like
people's
that.
legs are made.
And it's soccer, but it's a lot more physical. You can go up and literally like strip the ball away from people and stuff like that. So it's very common in water polo that in the effort to strip the ball away, you pull someone under the water.
Oh my god.
And keep them there.
That's
What?
fucking
That
messed.
sounds not.
They should dye the water red.
Red gives me a dirty look.
Dude,
It is insane. Like
we should play water polo sometime.
No.
no.
So I
like the way you said that.
I used to swim in high school, and I went to a college.
You look like someone who would swim.
Well, I play rugby now, so like that stereotype doesn't fit.
I don't understand how you can be as hairy as you are and swim.
It was pure like adrenaline because I was not
You didn't have
swimming
your
with.
beard in
Were you
high
good at swim? Like, were you like you were
I was-
Phelps? I know. but,
No,
like,
I was
Nobody's
way
Phelps,
better
but
than I should have
He's a
been
monster.
because
absolutely.
I had no strategy. I didn't.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah,
That's
the
how he
weird-
warms
the
up.
Weird, like, yeah. Someone's gonna take that clip of you doing that, and they're like, "That's gonna be on Tumblr."
I
in a
had
few months.
the problem is that I had no strategy for swimming. It was
hopefully.
complete brute force that I would swim well, and the problem with that is that I
Just
was
fighting
always
the water.
basically I was always at a 23 second 50 free, which is very.
Yeah,
You
you
took
just
23
spoke French
seconds
to me.
to complete a
23.
there and back on
Okay.
a pool, on a 25-meter pool, which is very good. It's qualifying for regionals in Nevada. But
How much have you researched this?
Nah, then you just.
I
know
was
when
in
you're
high
good
school.
sport, man.
Oh,
I automatically qualified.
like-
Of course, I'm gonna know
Did you
that.
ever do
no,
any
no.
high school sports or anything?
No, I never did.
Yeah,
I just like
they're stupid.
imagining Zach being
You
like,
didn't go to high school.
maybe one day. That's true. Zach's just
Homeschooled.
like, Can I say what I want to say, motherfucker?
Okay. Shit.
I just want to be like, so just imagine exactly like one day I'll go back and I'll do swimming and I'll be the best, and never happens.
No,
but he
like,
always keeps track of what's the record.
one of, because swimming it's a team sport, but it's also an individual sport. So in order for you to qualify for regionals, you have to win at your events. You have to get good times, and so they grind it into you as soon as swim season starts. Like if you're going to be a freestyle swimmer, you have to get this in your 50 or your 100, stuff like that. But so I got a 23, and then my sophomore year, my coach was like, okay, we're going to get you down to a 22, which is only 1 second, but that's a pretty big deal in swim, cutting down to the smaller times. And he was like, we're going to focus on strategy. So, like, you got to keep your hands flat. You got to, like, cut through the water, and you have to focus on swimming with a rhythm, so your legs and your hands have to be in a rhythm.
What song did you swim to?
Nothing. I could not do it.
Staying Alive?
I have absolutely no rhythm whatsoever.
Was
like,
it,
natural rhythm. That's why I
Ocean
can't
Man?
dance.
He is wider than all of us.
I am.
Yeah.
100%. I cannot
No
dance
rhythm.
whatsoever. But so
I don't
I'm
have
the
rhythm
same
either.
boat.
I did 2 years of marching band. I had
that
So
entire
you kind of need rhythm for that. That's the scary thing.
that entire first half of the season, I was swimming a 25. So I added 2 seconds by trying to be a normal swimmer. And then my coach was like, "Nah, just don't do it anymore. Just go back to being a 23." Forgot what I was saying before we started talking about swim.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Water
reason
polo.
I know about water polo is because I went to a college swim camp, and they were like, "Oh, do you guys want to, on your last day, we're gonna have a fun day. Do you guys want to play water polo with some of the water polo kids? Because there's not that many water polo players.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise, surprise. Because they don't last. Because they die.
Yeah.
But
all right. 1 second. All right. New one gone.
But we were like, yeah, sure. We're swimmers. Water polo can't be that hard compared to it. And boy, were we wrong. Those 8 water polo players compared to the 20 swimmers we had destroyed us. There were people who had to get out of the pool and just give up because they couldn't play anymore. Because I called it drowning the sport. Because it was literally like, you get the ball and you'd be like, all right, who am I going to pass it to? And then all of a sudden, 3 people are drowning you to the bottom of the pool. A 9-foot pool. And you're just like, all right, I give up. Just take the ball.
See, that's the thing. We don't have any air sports yet, do we? It's only land and water.
Air combat.
We
don't have that.
That sounds like the worst timeline for humans to take.
Uh-huh.
Like
Quidditch. Like, that's really the only one that I've ever
Can
thought
you
of.
imagine if like the Wright brothers, instead of planes, they just made wings and people started like fencing in the sky?
Oh. That's when you get people stabbing the
Fencing?
wings and then they start
Yeah,
falling
they're
down.
just like,
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be metal.
Quidditch and shit.
Oh man, can you imagine if? I can't imagine humans ever being able to fly. 100%. It doesn't exist in
Like,
any
without-
timeline for humans.
Yeah.
It already happens.
Other than planes.
It
Are you
already
talking like-
happens.
Like, individual person. Like, we don't have, like, jetpacks.
Randy
that-
leaves and he just was like,
You just see me through the
he doesn't
window
fly.
just float.
He just floats.
what's up?
No, but like
levitates.
I can't imagine
Or ascends.
a place where humans have the ability to fly wherever they want, because so much
The world wouldn't function.
Yeah, so much is focused around travel,
Yeah.
in our generation at least, like planes, stuff like that, that if I could fly to California and it'd take 8 hours, of course I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that whenever the fuck I want.
It's like in Chronicle
So-
where he just flies. to
So
that.
I was thinking about this kind of on top of flying, like
Rough
if
movie.
Chronicle is pretty rough. If like we get flying cars or like people who flying cars is a little bit more practical.
Yeah.
Not like really, but like
Not by a lot.
yeah, but just enough.
Well, kids
Like,
can't fly by themselves.
How many rule sets go into play for flying cars? Like, is there
The
like,
answer is that it would never happen.
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
I know because
I think it's-
would you have to just fly over roads for it to be all right?
I
Because that seems
It's
like
like
some
how
bullshit.
they have like stuff in space in Futurama where it's like there's lanes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It would have to
Yeah,
work
that's
like
what I'm
that.
thinking.
They'd
Uh-huh.
have to have places where you just couldn't
Well,
fly over.
Because
like-
it's got to start coming out of cloud in like Minnesota,
Uh-huh.
and you're just like,
Yeah, because you get people who are just like, I'm going this way, and then like it would just,
Yeah,
it's
just hit
really,
each other,
it would
right?
really just be like driving with no roads.
You know what's
except
sad?
more than one
It's
dimension.
more realistic now with what Elon Musk is doing, building more like personal like car subways, so that
see, I don't
that
like
we
that
are going to
shit.
go underground before we start flying. And that honestly makes me sad purely because of Jimmy Neutron. Not because of any other reason, but because Jimmy Neutron had a flying car. Why can't I have a flying car?
Fuck you.
It's Jimmy Neutron's hair is ice cream.
It wasn't
And your
a
hair is
car.
ice.
It's like a.
It
It's
was.
like
It was
an
like a
inner
two-person rocket ship, really.
It does what a car does.
Yeah.
except in-
Okay.
That was in the 2000s.
No.
Tell me someone couldn't reverse
To Elon
engineer
Musk,
that?
though, real
Um,
quick. Now, I like everything he's doing for like society in the future, but I don't trust tunnels. I don't know. I feel like tunnels is a bad move.
Tunnels are easily like if you get trapped under a tunnel.
Let's not go underground.
Yeah. I don't feel safe. I'm not gonna lie. I don't feel safe under tunnels most of the
Wait,
time.
where's he building? Are they California?
I think
It's
California.
mostly it's LA because he
Yikes.
said that there's the most traffic.
Right on a fault
Guess
line?
where there's a lot of earthquakes. A whole lot of earthquakes.
I don't know.
If he's confident,
My whole
I'm gonna
thing,
believe
my
him.
whole thing is like, what's the worst that can happen? Like the Lambent attack from Gears. I don't care.
He could.
If the world explodes, the
That
world
is
explodes.
one of the worst things.
There's
that
nothing
could
that we
happen.
there's nothing that we can do to stop that though. He's not going to listen to us from the Poor Kids podcast. You
Yeah.
think he cares?
Yeah.
That's true.
No. Elon Musk doesn't worry about.
And
money.
he's probably the most sensible like billionaire to
Yeah.
talk to.
Well, I saw
Yeah.
him in what movie did I see him in?
You saw him in a movie?
Yeah, he was in a movie recently. Oh, no, his scene got cut from a movie. I was
Guardians of the
reading about
Galaxy
it. No, it wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy.
The
what
Martian?
was the movie with the? Was this?
Magic Mike XXL.
I'm not even.
Magic
No.
Mike.
Describe it.
Dos
Um,
Equis.
I'm forgetting everything about the movie. I watched
Is it
in
The
theater.
Martian?
It's not The Martian. It's
Does
not a
that-
serious movie.
Does that have
It's
anything to do with
It's a
space?
comedy movie, and there's a family, and they
I
go
definitely
see the
don't know what you're talking
boyfriend.
about.
They go see the boyfriend
Oh.
of the daughter.
Oh, it's with James Franco and
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, yeah.
Elon
Why
Musk was
him?
in it?
That's what
He
it
was-
is.
The Googles.
What was it called?
Why him?
Why him?
Okay, why him? He
Okay,
was
movie.
supposed.
Okay.
It was alright. Yeah, he was supposed
see
to.
It's okay.
Yeah, you don't need to. Like, you could go your rest of your life without having to see it. It's okay though. I mean, there's comedy movies.
Bryan
lacking.
Cranston's trying to other things, and that's totally cool.
He's probably
He's going
funnier
back
than
to his
Franco.
roots.
He's funnier
comedy.
than Franco because
What would he start doing?
he started with Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh,
Is that what he
Funniest character.
Well, that's
in
not
that
Yeah,
that's
he was
not
the
where
funniest.
that's not where he started, but that's what
That's
most
like where
people
he
know
took
him
off,
from.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in that movie, there's a scene where a whole bunch of famous people are at the house, and he
shit.
got
I
cut.
didn't even-
He was supposed to be in it,
Really?
but apparently,
I didn't know that.
No, he was in it. No, he didn't get cut. I'm bullshitting myself. He was totally in it.
I
Yeah.
feel like.
He's
Oh
like
no,
at the
you're
bar.
right. I remember it.
He's totally in it. Yeah,
What is? Does he play himself?
yeah. Bernie Burns got cut.
Yeah, that's what happened.
He
no,
was-
Was he just an extra?
no,
Yeah, he was just there. Like I think
he
he had.
was there in the background.
Yeah.
essentially,
He's-
because there's a part of that movie where James Franco's character, who's an internet celebrity, throws a party, and there's a bunch of other internet
That's what
celebrities that are
It
there.
took me way
Do they-
longer. to remember.
Bernie was supposed to be there.
Do they count Elon Musk as an internet celebrity?
No, he's at the end. They
I
have a
was
No,
bunch
he's
of
at the party with
He's at the
internet
party?
people. Yeah.
But is
He's
he
with
also at the
internet
end?
people.
no, because at the end the end is insane. They have what's his name from Kiss.
Yeah, no, they have like all of Kiss there.
Or,
Yeah,
They
all of Kiss
Yeah, all of
plays
Kiss is there
music
for-
as he proposes to the daughter.
Yeah. We
on
spoiled
Christmas.
it if you were gonna watch that movie.
Fuck
Kiss
off.
Yeah.
If you're upset about that.
Yeah.
You
But
spoiled why him for me. Never watching this again.
episode 1, we lose all of like people are like
All the 100
up
people
until
that
here
watch
they
this
were
now?
on board,
Uh-huh.
and then they're just
I'm gonna
like,
be honest. I'm a little upset about that, you guys. I can't believe you've done
I
this.
can't believe you did this.
oh my gosh, no, but
Has anything been
Exactly.
spoiled for you guys recently that you just like are
Last thing that was
incredibly
spoiled
excited
for me
about?
was Westworld by Jordan.
That was so sad.
don't say how because I'll
I'm not going to because I respect people.
but I'm sorry.
It was such a big
It
spoiler
was
too.
so
you're
sad. Michael
such
was
an
so
ass.
sad.
You're such an ass.
It was not on
It was
purpose.
so accidental.
Because I talk about Westworld with
well,
everyone.
no, the thing
When it
was
came
You
out,
don't talk about it with me because you know that I haven't watched it.
you didn't.
Yeah,
mean,
but
you didn't mean to
you're
show
right.
it to me. You meant to show it to somebody else. But
Exactly.
you forgot that I
You
was
meant to
sitting
say it to
adjacent
Randy.
to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I meant to show it to Randy,
Uh-huh.
and I was like,
I was,
here's the
I was,
spoiler.
And I was like,
over here.
oh yeah, what?
Michael was sitting where
Uh-huh.
I'm sitting. Jordan, instead
Jordan
of
was in-
leaning over to me,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
just
just went
goes,
to the
"Hey,
right.
look at this,"
Yeah.
and
Yep.
was like,
Yep, it was
Michael
bad.
just laughed for a second.
I laughed. I was like, because
Until
at first
it
I
hit
didn't,
him.
I didn't think it was real. I was like, oh, that's funny. Oh.
It was my face. If I played it off as a joke, you wouldn't have thought anything of it. But I immediately just sunk into this. Oh,
I'm
just like
almost-
super sad.
Yeah, I'm
groan.
almost done with the first season though. So
It took you long.
It's one of the shows on my list for the
It's
summer.
good. Not
it is
like
good. No, even with that
It's
spoiled,
amazing
I'm still like, there's a lot that's
no,
going on.
it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. That's one of those shows that's just too much to take in.
Yep. I've had to space
That was
it out.
one show that I was very happy I was watching it as it premiered.
too.
Because I don't know if I would have been able to
Binge
like
watch it?
stomach it in a
No,
binge watch.
there's certain shows where just too much happens and you're just like
Also,
exhausted emotionally.
That shows a lot of like
Thinking.
you have to have context, and you have to you need to be able to hear every word
do,
that comes
yeah.
out of everybody's mouth, and
Yeah.
like whereas some shows like Game of Thrones, sometimes I just space out when fucking some people.
Then you rewatch it later, you hear about it on fucking a subreddit or
I'm
something.
like, oh, that's interesting. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She died anyways.
Every time Bran says anything.
She died anyway.
In the
Who?
last 2 seasons, Bran.
Well, let's not get into Game of Thrones. We'll just talk about it for the fucking rest of the
So there's 2 things that have been spoiled for me recently, and it's.
Are you gonna say what the spoilers are? Or
I'm just gonna say what the show is,
Okay.
and then
Just making sure.
there's a certain part that both of us are very passionate about this thing that got spoiled for me. So I'm
Is it-
gonna.
Yeah.
So
And what show is this?
I'll talk about it. So
Yeah,
the
okay.
first one is I one of the social media sites I browse. They're all about Samurai Jack.
Mhm.
Like,
I've
and
been
it's
dodging
not.
those
I'm not on a
spoilers,
subreddit. I'm not on anything like that. It's just randomly. I'm just like, oh, another Samurai Jack thing. Another Samurai Jack thing. I'm not kidding. It's Samurai Jack every single day for the last 3 weeks straight, and I don't know what's happening in the show because I stopped watching Samurai Jack after the first season because when I was a kid, it just got on different times, and I just couldn't get to watching all of it. But everything that's happened, like, there's a girl in it apparently, and I have no idea who that is, but I know the entire story of that girl now, just off of the spoiler. Like,
Yeah.
it's all been pieced together for me.
I don't even go to like that kind of stuff on social media. I've still had that spoiled for me.
Yeah, and I think it's because people feel like Samurai Jack is something that people aren't going to be upset if you spoil.
Yeah,
but like that's
the
something
thing
that
about,
I'm
like-
coming back to.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think it's just the whole 13-year hiatus thing.
Yeah, they think that people
think
aren't
that everybody
watching.
forgot about it except for them.
Yeah.
And they're like, everybody else is totally sleeping on this show. No.
And I'm like, it wouldn't have gotten to the
We
front
just
page.
Don't have time yet.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have gotten to the front page if other people
Not
weren't
that we
watching
were.
it. So
exactly.
stop.
Mhm.
But the other thing that got spoiled for me, which is incredibly upsetting at my already shitty job, is something happened in the new season of Berserk, and I was talking about Berserk because there's a game out, and I was like, oh yeah, I love the game. I haven't watched 2017 yet because I'm going to watch it with my friend, and he
So
was
you
like,
said that and somebody still spoiled it.
yes,
Wow.
straight to my face. I said, don't spoil anything, and then
Nah, I'd be mad too.
another guy goes,
Shitty friend.
oh, he's going to spoil it for you because that's what he does with all of the shows that we watch.
Oh, so his
And then-
friend knew.
Yes, and then this guy Ryan, if you ever watch this, you're a shithead. I hope you get shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's rude. That's a rude thing to do.
He goes. Oh, I won't spoil anything, and then spoils like such a major part of the story in Berserk.
Ryan, I hope you get shot.
Such a major part of the story. I can't even like.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I can even flower around it, so people who watch Berserk would know what I'm talking about. It is just straight up the entire point of 2017,
Yep.
just spoiled for me right away, and I was like,
That's
"Ah,
rough.
cool." I had to leave work immediately because I
Wait, you
couldn't.
really did?
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I'm going. I'm leaving."
Was it your
And
your shift over?
It's different.
No,
I
I
can't.
still had 2 hours left in the shift, and I was like, "No, I'm going, Joey." I left.
No, I get like it's when you're
Time to
passionate
quit.
about something because you really like Berserk. I'd be pretty pissed too if someone.
like One Piece.
Yeah. One Piece is different
'Cause it's
because I read the manga
Yeah.
It's 1,000
every
years
morning
long.
when it comes out. So,
Right after you masturbate in that moment of clarity, you have to open up manga. It's like, this is my one true safe place.
I'm crying, backing off into the tissue. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, no, but yeah, no, I get that. People are dicks. I can't think of a thing I got spoiled recently.
People
at all.
keep trying to spoil Guardians of the Galaxy 2 for me, and
See,
I just
the
I haven't
thing
had
for
that.
me is
Me neither.
like
It's not
I
very
just
spoiled.
it's hard
That's
for
what I-
things
that's
to
what I
be
want.
spoiled for me because like I don't know, I just don't.
Well, you've never really given a fuck about spoilers. huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very like specific things for me.
Didn't you have something for Game of Thrones spoiled by your mom?
yes.
No,
because-
I accidentally
He
spoiled
accidentally
something
spoiled it
for
for
my mom.
himself.
That's right.
So
That's
if you
right.
don't know yet,
Yeah, it was from some before season 6.
Spoiler-
So spoiler
spoiler
alert here.
alert
Ding ding ding.
for
ding,
before
ding.
season
Award?
6.
No, but yeah.
yeah,
Gotta
the,
burn it off.
What
What?
it was the end
He
of
said
what
award.
season?
Award.
Oh.
6, right? Or end of season 5?
Which
No,
one are
it's
you
5.
talking about? What's the event?
Jon Snow.
Oh,
when-
end
oh.
of season 5.
Yeah,
When
end
you
of
guys
5.
last season.
When we find
And
out who
so-
Oliver is.
I
All
literally I was joking to my mom because like Jon Snow's her favorite character. I was like, "Hey ma, I hear Jon Snow dies this episode." And then my sister, who had seen the spoiler online earlier that day, was like, wait, did you see the spoiler? I was like, no, what are you talking about? And I was like,
Yikes. That's rough.
it was bad.
Yeah.
Jackson's covering his ears because he hasn't watched it yet.
I'm the only person in this
Plans
room
on
Well,
that's
watching
that's like people with the Lucas, one of our friends, who's very passionate about Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
Very passionate.
It was the episode The Door. I won't spoil what it is, but
That's recent enough to where
most
Yeah,
people
don't
that
jump.
That's
most,
current
yeah,
season.
most people that
It's just the Jon Snow thing, like, that was
Right.
all over.
You know, we're gonna set ground rules for this podcast right now. If it's before the current season and we've all watched it,
We
fuck
won't.
you guys. We're gonna spoil it. All right, so go ahead.
well, so the thing, like,
Might cut
he
that out later.
was watching
no,
it.
I think that's fine. Just as
No,
long
I
as we
don't-
make sure.
I-
just as long as we make sure that we're gonna say the spoiler.
Yeah,
and
this
be
is podcast
yeah.
number 1 or 0. If this is a test podcast, I don't know how we're gonna do it. But still,
yeah.
So Lucas, that was one of the episodes that we all watched together. So I think we were waiting for someone to get off work because he watched it like 2 hours before us, and he texted me. He was like, "Dude, this episode is so great," and I was like, I was in the middle of texting him back, and this was before iPhones had the like ...
Yeah.
feature, so you
Yeah.
could see someone was listening back, and I was like, "Oh, we haven't watched it yet." And while I was typing that, he sent back, "Dude, hold the door," and I was like, I don't know what that means. And then I sent out, like, "Oh, we haven't watched it yet," and he was like, "Oh, haha, you'll understand what that means when you finish
can't.
watching
That
it."
ruined. But like,
And I looked at it and I was like, "Hold the door." This episode's called The Door. I don't know.
you think
And then
of-
like
honestly,
the episode
like-
starts with Hodor. It starts with Hodor and Bran. And as soon as Hodor came on screen, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my problem though with like spoilers like that is if someone goes, "Oh, it's not a spoiler," and then they say something about it, or like you won't understand if I tell you, it's still a spoiler.
Yeah, because you're
then you think
preparing
about
something.
it. You're
for somebody,
processing.
like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It's-
Spoilers are fickle.
It's almost worse when you come to the conclusion yourself.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh, I could have just
No,
tried
it's
to
like,
not think about it.
Yeah. No, because if you go in not anticipating anything, it makes it so much better.
Yeah.
If you go in knowing there's a spoiler, you're like, oh, when's it gonna hit? It's almost as bad. Not as bad, but it is shitty.
Yeah.
No, like, or it's, this also happened last season, which was by far one of my favorite moments as our group watching anything
Yep.
together.
Yep.
It was episode 10, and it's the moment where Tommen realizes that his mom destroyed everything that he cared for, essentially.
Don't jump too far into it.
And he does an act, but there's a very clear scene where it's focusing on something.
And we anticipated. What was
And
gonna happen.
I turned around to everyone and I said, "Oh, he's going to do this thing." And then he literally, as I say that,
Did the thing.
does the thing.
Yeah.
He immediately does it.
Yeah.
And I was
we
like,
just freaked out. That's one thing I wish. Okay, we're gonna cut any spoiler talk off
Yeah.
here, so jump at that point.
Mhm.
No, but I'll put a tag in the description. I love watching shows with you guys, and I hope everyone could have a group of friends where they could just watch a show
It makes it
and like
so
enjoy
much
it.
better.
We
so much
crack
better.
because you guys are quiet enough to not be annoying as fuck, like
Yeah.
the dude who talks the whole movie when it's a good movie.
Also,
I don't give a fuck if someone's talking. It's a shitty movie.
I feel like we
watch
don't ask a
Krampus-
lot of questions for things that we know we
Krampus
haven't
was
seen.
beautiful.
Yeah.
People who ask questions
Oh,
for
I can't deal
movies
with
that
that.
they know that nobody else has seen are bottom tier people. No, don't do that. Never do that.
Yeah.
Never fucking do that.
Yeah.
or the people who are like,
It's the worst.
"Oh, this is my favorite movie." And then you're like, "Okay, I'll watch it with you." And then like something happens and they're like, "Did you see that? Did you see that?"
Yep.
And you're just like,
It's like, yeah, I saw it. I wasn't
Nah,
fucking
dude.
closing my eyes.
That never happens where you're like, "Oh no, I didn't see that." Like-
Shoot,
or,
I missed it.
Or like if you're watching someone with something like someone's favorite movie and you're just watching it and then they pause it and they go, "Okay, so this is what this means," and then they pause it in the middle of the movie.
yeah.
I'm okay with you explaining stuff to me if the movie is done. If
Yeah.
I finished and then you go, "Okay, well, here's kind of an Easter egg that you wouldn't know if you didn't read comics,"
Yes.
or here's an Easter egg that you wouldn't know if you didn't read the books.
I'm kind
And
of
then-
guilty. I'm partially guilty on that. Like, I feel like when I went and saw any of the X-Men movies, because the timelines are so
They're
broken,
fucked.
I always lean to people and I'm like, "No, you see what's happening here." Like, I do
See,
that.
the
Sometimes.
nice thing is, my mom, whenever I see movies like that with her, she's always the one who leans in and asks the question, and she's usually not like overbearing about like, why is this happening? And I'm
Superhero
like,
movie.
okay, I can't describe that to you in the amount of time that this movie's gonna take. Like she'll be like, "Who's he?" And I'll be like,
You're gonna
"That's
pull
him."
out your notebook
Yeah,
in the middle
yeah,
of
like
the theater,
the
like
encyclopedia.
Pull out
of
just
Marvel
a
history.
mage, and you're just
Uh-huh.
like, "Well, follow this red line."
the fucking scrolls. But like she'll ask me, and then I can answer it.
There's
That's a nice.
There's
flow.
also a great part about this group, and I feel like most people have this group of friends where we go see
I
a
would
movie.
hope, but I met some people with some pretty shitty groups of
That's
friends.
true. But we went and saw John Wick 2. Spoiler: everyone in this group loves John Wick.
It's an
It's
amazing movie.
possibly
It's not a real spoiler, but yeah.
Although I've met some people that are like, it's good, but like,
I
I
know.
don't know. But we love them.
we love
Yeah.
John Wick. But so we went and saw John Wick 2, and I was sitting next to Randy, and there's a scene where it.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
The pencil
Like
scene?
when I hate when people like always lean over and like keep talking during movies. But if it's to make a joke, I'm totally cool with it.
If it's a
because
good-
sometimes it actually makes the movie better. In this case, there's a scene where the camera shot pans over the bathroom, and it's a woman in the bathtub, and this bathtub's huge. Like it's overly big.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
leaned over to Randy in the middle of this scene, and it's a relatively dramatic scene. It's
Yeah.
a pretty dramatic movie overall,
Yeah.
but it's like got this somber music, and you're meeting kind of one of the main villains of that part of the movie.
Mhm.
And I leaned over to Randy,
That's so
and
weird.
100% serious, I said, "How much soup do you think you could fit in that bathtub?" And me and Randy just lost it.
This is where we got the
Yeah,
soup
the
for
soup.
the
so if you watch
the retrograde.
this channel that we'll post this to is called Arcade Split, which is kind of our channel, which we're doing a whole bunch of stuff with skits, probably some video game stuff,
Definitely some
you know,
video game stuff,
maybe a few more React things. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Things like that. I don't want to be like
I don't
No,
know
did
about
you-
that.
I don't want to be like the fine
We're
bro.
no
Yeah,
Fine
we
Bros.
well, they own the formula.
They
man.
own
They
that word.
own React, but
We
You
can't
have
do
to
it.
blur it out.
We'll just have to find
on,
a synonym.
on that channel, if you watch our first video, so we're plugging it right now. Watch some of our
Plug.
other videos.
Link.
I'm hoping actually, I'm gonna be honest.
Put the link
transparent
right here.
I'll put it somewhere maybe. So if I'm gonna be transparent, I hope we get to a point where our content is way better than that, so we could delete that video.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
you
not
can,
gonna
I
lie.
like it.
I'm
I
moving
like
it to my channel then.
That's fine.
For the
but like,
fucking vault.
Yeah,
like
Disney
it's
vault.
not a bad video. I just
Uh-huh.
want it to get so much
Yeah.
better. Like you don't go.
Well, and
to,
once we
like,
get on a regular
famous
schedule,
YouTubers
yeah.
go all the way back and they still have their first video.
Yep.
They're embarrassed.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be, but we do just start that video off with soup.
Yeah.
Like, we just talk.
That
about
and
soup.
that's
It's
where it
completely
came from, because
John Wick.
we were explaining. Me and Randy were explaining to Jordan and Michael why we started laughing in the middle of John Wick 2. But there's also parts of other movies that happens with, like when we went and saw Krampus and the Gingerbread Man
Yells
were suicide
jihad.
bombers.
Okay,
And
what
I
is,
forget-
did he
I
say?
swear he yells jihad.
He says,
was it Gian?
He
he
Yeah,
says
jihad.
he says something close to jihad.
Yeah.
The director
No.
came out and he was like, "I didn't. It wasn't
he
supposed to
said
be
that?
jihad."
Bullshit. He said
Or the
jihad.
writer,
We
someone
were
like
all
that.
watching. We were like like not even that we were zoned out. We were just so interested in this bullshit movie. Krampus is a bullshit movie. You guys
Good.
haven't
It's
watched
like Gremlins too.
it. It is kind of like
It's a
Gremlins
Gremlin
too.
sequel, yeah.
And so,
Well,
so the
Sequel?
gingerbread.
sequel aside from the actual sequel that came out for Gremlins.
Well,
being Gremlins
spiritual
2.
successor. I should
Gremlins
say.
Yeah, it's a spiritual
Two.
successor. That's a good one.
So at this point, the gingerbread man starts running towards somebody to kill him.
Yep.
And he
Probably
goes,
does.
He goes jihad, and like there's a lot of stuff going on. We all heard it.
Yeah.
We had like 9 people in that empty ass movie theater because nobody went to see that.
We
once
all
again,
started busting out
bullshit
laughing.
movie.
No,
We
wasn't
died.
didn't we like go at like midnight
Oh, what was
though?
the midnight
We went to the midnight
Midnight
release,
How
so that
fucked is
does.
that?
Oh yeah,
also
we went to
doesn't
the
count.
midnight
That
release
doesn't
for a
count.
terrible movie.
Hey,
But so-
it was
I didn't even
terrible.
put it together that was the release night. I thought it had already.
Yeah, I
been
thought
out,
we had just
so
went
it's
and
like-
gone and seen it late at night just because. But so the
I
moment where
forgot
the
about that.
gingerbread men just explode after saying jihad or something
Do they
close
explode?
to that, they do explode.
Yeah.
That is their whole
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
We all turned around and 3 different
Fishy.
people, because there were about 9 of us, all turned to the other 3 that didn't or weren't saying anything, and all said they're jihadist gingerbread men
Yeah,
at
jihad
the
gingerbread.
same time.
They said that.
Because
Oh.
I said that, and I'm pretty sure Twitch said it.
Yep.
And then I think
I was
Jackson
next. I was
said it?
next to someone. I don't remember who in the theater, but I was next to someone, and we didn't hear any of that because we were just crying. We were just like crying and laughing.
Yeah.
I don't remember who I was
Yeah.
next to, but
You know, that movie was so long ago that I don't even remember relative. Like, I have pictures of who was there, but I don't
I know.
remember.
I think I know. I could name exactly who was there off of memory because it was.
There was
I know all of us were there.
Yeah.
So
Joe and
so
Jackson
it was.
Jordan.
It's me, Michael, Randy, Jordan, Jackson. Joe was there. Twitch was
Kent
there.
was the fallen one.
Yeah.
The what was the big joke?
Joe's just even
Joe's
out.
just
there.
He's just
Yeah,
there.
just
He's
there.
neutral.
If you're watching this, Joe, you're on.
You're a stand-up boy.
Yeah,
You're
you're
even.
there. You're
You're even.
You're on the line.
Um,
Kenton, come on, man. All right, go on.
So, Joe, and then Chloe was there.
Was she?
Yep, because I remember she
They meet
didn't.
us there?
She didn't get the jihad joke, and one other girl. I can't remember if it was
They-
Maddie or Cassie, but
'cause
I know
we-
it was one other girl, and Taylor didn't go.
The one thing I do
Oh
remember.
no, Taylor was there, so it's 15.
The one
10.
thing I
We
do
had full
remember
10
is
people.
we drove in Jackson's van, the rape mobile. Yeah, nice.
No, whoa. That's not what we call it.
Yeah, you drive the rape mobile.
No.
Yeah.
The touchy
The
bus.
pedo bus. Yeah.
The touch bus.
Yeah.
None of
Touch
these
bus. No, it was
words
touch
are
bus.
correct.
It was touch bus.
I have pictures of us in the
In the
rape van.
touch bus.
Yeah.
No, it's the touch bus.
It's
Yeah,
touch bus.
touchy bus.
Rape van's a little on the nose.
Yeah, that's a little.
Touch bus is a
there.
little better.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Well,
call it.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
So yeah. But
Pedomobile?
I don't remember that. That movie was just so funny. We need to go more midnight releases for really bad.
for bad movies. Like
Because it sucks for good movies because everyone's there and they ruin it. Randy likes you like midnight premieres, right?
I do too.
I
Yeah.
enjoy midnight.
So I've said my Star Wars story. So I'll tell the
The one with
audience.
the person.
So what happens is I'm just
Trash.
so I go into this theater. I didn't expect to go see Star Wars Episode 7 premiere because I usually don't go to premieres that often. And I got up there with my friend Steven. Steven, thank you so much for letting me come with you. And I went to the top row, not top, but like it's up there. And we were going, and I sat on like the left side. Not a bad seat at all. Like usually those front seats are just complete
It's
garbage.
too much. It's too much. And
It's
like
Absolutely.
how do
You
you
just
enjoy that?
you break your
You
neck.
really do look
Exactly.
up the whole movie.
Yeah.
People who do that, people who go straight for those seats when the whole theater's empty.
Weird.
What are you doing?
Don't trust those guys.
Yeah.
Do not trust those
Yeah.
guys.
They don't
And-
know what living is.
So we were in good seats, and we're next to this couple, and they're super nice. One of them had a Fallout tattoo. We talked about like Fallout. He had like a brother of
Quality.
steel.
Whoever
It was,
you are, I love you.
Yeah, he was nice. If you watch this, he was super nice. He won't watch this, but nice guy. His wife came. She was super nice. But there was like 8.
He's gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Watch him watch it.
There's gonna be 8 empty. There was 8 empty seats next to us, and we kind of looked at him like, "Who the fuck?" Like, if nobody goes, we're definitely gonna sit there. It was in the middle of the aisle. We're like, "Fantastic! This is gonna be awesome." Immediately, we just see a woman with like 7 kids come. I swear to God, her kids' names were like fucking Luke, Anakin, Jar Jar, Watto. Like it was such shit.
One's named
bullshit does not work on me.
one's named
coming
Obi,
off the
another one's
Federation
named
shots.
Juan. One's Kwai and one's gone. Like
Yeah,
they're all
it
just dumb.
It was so stupid. She sits down. The kids weren't even the problem. I thought they were gonna like be bullshit the whole time. No, they were just like ready for Star Wars. They were so ready to watch this. The bullshit husband comes up the stairs and he's just like, "Oh, movies."
He's one of those pushover husbands.
Oh, definitely, he was a pussy. And the movie starts, credits, and they have the crawl, and she starts clapping. And I'm just like, okay. I mean,
Okay,
everyone's
I get it during the
everybody's
crawl. Everyone's
excited.
pretty hype.
everyone's on the same page. So I think Finn. It starts with Finn coming up, right? Or Stormtrooper helmet, right?
It
Oh,
starts.
no, it starts.
with-
It's
what is
Ren, isn't it? Because Ren goes to the village.
Right?
No, I
No,
believe
no,
it starts with
Oh,
the shot
Kylo.
in
No,
the shuttle with all the stormtroopers. Like
Yeah, that's right. It's the
Yeah,
dark shot
okay.
where it's like you just
So
see
she
the helmet
claps.
shaking
She
back and
claps
forth.
then if that's the first shot, and then whenever Finn comes up on screen, or like if
She
it's
claps.
his helmet or whatever, the bloody helmet, I think that's it.
Uh-huh.
She claps. She claps at
For
every
everything that
major
was in the
scene.
trailer?
And if you've seen episode 7 by now, up until Han Solo goes to Maud's place.
Okay.
So that's a solid 40, 50 minutes in this fucking movie, or like 30.
Moscow,
Like,
yeah, Moscow
it's probably
Castle.
45.
Yeah, Moscow-
was
35, 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she claps up in there, and a guy from a row behind us just leans over and he goes, "Hey, cut it with the bullshit, bitch!" and and everyone was just like,
So visceral.
"Yeah." And
That's too much. I'll say it.
So she kind of looked kind of off. I don't know in what way. She doesn't retaliate. She gets up and with a very crippled walk, just slowly walks out
Wait,
of the movie.
I do have a question though, because every time I've heard the story, I don't think I've ever caught the crippled walk.
She just kind of.
Did she walk in with that?
I didn't. I don't remember. I think she did though. I think she did. But she was definitely crying as she walked down the stairs. So
Rough.
and she came out back like 20 minutes later with like a hoodie on, and just was silent. Yeah.
Yikes.
So yeah, it was rough for her.
That
But,
Well, her kids learned a valuable lesson that day.
yeah,
Don't
their
fuck
mom-
around in theaters.
No, their mom sucks.
Because
That's
the
you.
thing is, in the premiere I was in, like there was clapping, but it was like the entire theater was like kind of on board. Everyone was hyped, so like
Yeah.
everyone was.
But,
It was like
there's
everyone
appropriate
was
times.
doing it. It was like, oh, when Finn came on for the first time, everyone was like, "Woo, let's do it!" And then when Han came on for the
Yeah.
first time, everyone was
Makes
like,
sense.
"Hell
That's
yeah!"
the only one
Yeah.
that
And
I had
it's
that
like,
interaction.
Yeah.
That's like
Cool.
it's
Han
like
was
for
seeing
2
Han-
seconds.
She did it for
Every character.
everything.
Yeah.
And it was just be her.
Uh-huh.
Like everything.
Yeah.
Dude. The stupidest shit would happen.
You gotta
like,
read the crowd.
Exactly.
I imagine that's the same way that as the kid in my
The-
in my class.
Oh, the
Who
one
just,
that the kid
he
you
just
don't like in
speaks
your
when
class.
you should not speak.
The clapping, I knew it was gonna be bad. It got to the point where the emo kid puts out his hand and he stops the
Stops the-
blaster,
uh-huh.
right?
Oh, so this
And-
is early.
Yeah. It was throughout the whole thing,
Uh-huh.
but he put out his hand and he stopped the blaster, and like that's a cool moment, but it's like kind of dramatic.
It's
and
like
she
a
just
moment-
stands up and she's just like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is
No,
gonna be
that's the
trash.
opposite reaction you're supposed to have
Because
in that moment.
that's
Like,
actually a
you're
moment-
supposed to be
fuck up.
like,
I think it's a silent shot too. There's no music when he
Yeah.
stops the bullet. You just hear
When
the.
you hear the and you
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it fucking quiver.
Yeah,
It's like a very
It's
like,
a powerful
oh,
moment.
yeah.
You
And
realize
she's
that
just
Kylo
clapping.
Ren is
She's just
a
like,
monster.
hell yeah, this is
Do you
tight.
think
Her kids are like, mother, is that Watto? Like,
do you think she does
Is that
at,
the
like,
chosen one?
Do you think she does that at like super inappropriate moments, like her father's funeral? She's just like, like the guy reading the what is it? It's not an epitaph, whatever.
Yeah.
The guy reading
Eulogy?
the thing.
Eulogy.
She's
Eulogy.
like, it's eulogy. He's reading it and fucking. He's like, he was a great man, and she just stands up and she's like, hell yeah! It's like at church where he's just like, hallelujah.
No, so actually bringing it back to spoilers.
Spoilers.
No, like just like the
Oh,
spoiler talk
spoilers
that
in
we've
general?
had
Okay.
is I like Star Wars, but I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. It's just kind of there for me. And I was working the night of the release, and my shifts are always go till 10. So I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go. You guys all went to 9 o'clock shows or something like that. And then one of our friends, Anthony, was like, there's still tickets available at some shows. So it's like 9:35, and then my manager goes, oh, we're getting off early. And I was like, all right, I'll go to the show. So Anthony's like, okay, I'll get a ticket. So I got my tickets super last minute. I wasn't like, oh, I have to go see it tonight. But I went and saw it tonight, and then the next day I worked. A guy came in, no spoiler warning, anything like that. Spoiled it right away. Spoiled almost every main point of the story. Spoiler for episode 7 is like, oh, have you seen episode 7 yet? I'm like, and I didn't even get a finish. I was like,
If you haven't seen the new Star Wars, fuck you. You should have already.
It's been 2 years,
Really?
almost, right?
Wow,
Because
yeah.
Rogue One was this year, or Rogue One
Yeah,
was last,
well,
and then
in December it
Yeah.
would be 2 years.
but
That's fucky.
Yikes.
and he comes in and he's like, oh, have you seen episode 7 yet? And I was like, and I didn't even get a finish. And he goes, yeah, dude, when Han Solo dies, and I was like, and my manager hadn't seen it, or the person I was working with hadn't seen it yet, and he just looked at this guy, and he must be a Star Wars fan because I'm not.
Who would have been pissed?
And the guy then continues and is like, yeah, and then when Chewbacca sees Leia, and like continues on with pretty heavy spoiler stuff.
Oh, I would have been so mad.
And he goes, listen, some people haven't seen it yet, okay? There's a lot of people in this store. Be respectful. And the dude just walked out.
Dang.
That's good.
Like, he
That's
came
good.
specifically to talk about Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Something it's like,
fuck him.
Yeah.
Go
What did he expect? You guys
right,
went and saw it?
exactly. It's the day of. It came out. Like,
There's no way.
normal people don't see a movie
Yeah.
within the 12 hours that it just came out.
I saw a lot of spoilers that were like this. It was like a picture of an orange and like a text, and it would just be like Han Solo died.
Yeah.
Like it's something like completely unrelated. Like what an
Someone
asshole.
just goes to like
That's
this
fucking
like
rude.
bootleg ass meme generator, and
Yeah.
they're just like, Han Solo dies.
Yeah.
With just a
It's just-
random
yeah.
picture.
Shitpost 5000 just starts fucking posting
Right.
shit like that.
No, but okay. So yeah, it was a pretty good run. So this is once again the Poor Kids podcast. On that note, I think we're gonna end. I don't know. This might be like this is probably gonna be a weekly thing. I think.
so.
Yeah,
It's easy.
something like that. Yeah, it is pretty easy. We're
I have this huge
Super-
crack in my windshield that I have to pay for.
we're super poor. So
Like, I wasn't that poor like a few weeks ago, but
you are now.
just-
It all
You
happened
are
at
now.
once. It all happened at once. So like
it was just
yeah.
like, oh,
yeah. So
visceral.
Like as an average, we're pretty poor, so that's where the name comes from.
I'm definitely on the bottom.
Like there's people. Not that we're poor. There's people who have, you know.
There's people who have it worse than us.
Privileged,
We'll
way
100% say that.
Yeah.
But
Like we're privileged still.
we are.
At least these guys are.
We're at the
I
moment
eat
where
every
we
night.
can't really spend that much money.
Yeah. So we're probably gonna be shooting in that cardboard location that we found last time. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
10 out of 10.
Hopefully next week, check out the YouTube channel Arcade Split. YouTube.com. All right. Thanks, guys.
Want to grow? The calcium in milk helps bones grow.